in. Hello,
Comments
all
already.
newcomers, and welcome back, my fellow Aeternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP, and today I have a very special guest, Her Serene Highness, the Grand Duchess of Ruritania, Grand Duchess von Elphberg. Today, we are going to be talking to her, learning a little bit more about Ruritania, talking about Microcon, talking about Micronations in general and politics, and also hearing from her about one of her speeches that she has performed at Microcon based on her famed enemy, the squirrel, and also hearing additional information that has never before been heard at a Microcon. So this will be something that we get a special treat of. I'm sure she has shared it with her audience in the past, but we will get to see a little bit more about that. So thank you all so much for joining us, and I will give it away to the Grand Duchess.
Howdy, y'all. I am Her Serene Highness, the Grand Duchess Lydia Sophia Tatiana Morticia von Elphberg of the Kingdom of Ruritania. I am not only one of the two Grand Duchesses, while I am not heir apparent, I am Minister of Foreign Affairs, Miss Microworld, and I hosted and will soon again host Morticia's Micronational Minutes, which you can find on Facebook. I am the daughter of Queen Anastasia, the Kingdom of Ruritania, and yes, I fight the good fight against the vile vermin of squirrels. Yes.
Absolutely, the vile vermin of squirrels. So yeah,
Yeah.
I am excited to hear your speech, and I guess before we get into that, I just wanted to ask you. I know for those of you who aren't familiar with Microcon, Ruritania, Micronations in general, Ruritania is one of the most famous Micronations. In particular, they're famous. If you know anything about Vice News or about Microcon, Vice News, a news group primarily famed for their coverage of world events, connected with Microcon, a congregation of micronations from around the world, hosted by Kevin Baugh of Molossia, started by Kevin Baugh of Molossia, and then hosted 1 year by Ruritania and by the government of Ruritania. And so Grand Duchess von Elphberg, as well as her mother, the Queen, were able to get their message out and were covered by Vice News for that year. And so going through all of that, Ruritania has obviously made quite a name for themselves. They've been around, in fact, as one of the oldest micronations, which not a lot of people are familiar with. And so I really want to just express how much of an honor it is that we have her here. And I'm excited to hear more about her perspective as not only someone who has been a part of the micronational community for a long time, but being a second generation micronationalist. Most micronations are created by people, they run them for a few years, they'll shut down, or they eventually turn it into something else. This is somebody whose mother developed a country on her own, built it from the ground up, and then has been continuing to run it to this day, and has now a full family support and worldwide recognition, including the Grand Duchess that we have here today.
Yeah. I mean, being a second generational micronationalist in the world, it is a really unique experience. And if it were possible for me to put into perspective how a dear friend of mine heard me talk about it, was that I knew I was born into greatness. I knew that I was born into something important, because my entire life I knew that I was a Grand Duchess. It wasn't like anything short of that at all. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. And do you feel like that was something your mother, the Queen, really instilled in you from an early age? Like this, I imagine that's an overwhelming sense of responsibility, you know?
Oh, it is. I mean, being the daughter of the queen, it comes with a lot of situational awareness. Like, she never. The best way I can describe it is like she didn't use the Bible like when she was trying to like teach you like rules. I mean, obviously, the Ten Commandments, don't be a douchebag, right? But one of the major things was you should not, like, for example, I'm not allowed to put on any makeup in front of a man.
Mm.
Any makeup. Yeah. Which I'm sure that even at the minimum of any kind of person, they're gonna put on like lipstick in front of somebody. Oh, and I will say, you might want to turn the brightness down on your laptop.
Yes.
That's what I've been trying to communicate to him.
Tiffany has been trying to communicate this to me. I will bring up, I am unable to do that because I'm having to use an external keyboard which does not have a brightness controller. My keyboard on my laptop is the thing that has the brightness controller on it, and it's broken, so I have to use this external keyboard which doesn't have that. What I will try and do real quick,
Which we can
if
cover
I can
this up
fix
real
it.
quick. I put my hand
I
over
love,
it
I
and he
love how
covers
much you're lagging on your stream trying to make it work for me on my end. I think that's great.
I appreciate it. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can't go into my settings and fix that.
You know, what if I offered to you, if I streamed it to you, you and me talking on my Discord, and
Hold it.
you stream to your YouTube.
This is a lot
our
better.
Let me
discussion.
check it on my phone. But
So I think this is a lot better for people. I hope it is. I just turned the brightness down like a bunch. So maybe, do you see this? Are you able to see this, Grand Duchess von Elphberg?
I look really washed out still.
My apologies.
What? No, you're fine.
There could be a bit of lag as well. I know our stream lags a good bit, so let's see if I fixed it at all. Yeah. It's also the resolution because of the Wi-Fi. I feel like. Let me see. But yeah.
I love the Windex.
I appreciate it. We're getting all the cleaning product adverts in here.
And honestly, it allows people to understand how you're just like, honestly, we're just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was talking to the King of Slipovia, George, one time, and I was like, after my mother hosted the Microcon, I was like, all these people have seen the Vice News video and they're saying that, we're out here just being, we're cosplaying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just, this is playtime for us. And also, hey, Fentanyl Phoenix. But, sorry, I am streaming this on my stream too.
Hey.
But, how do you feel about that? And he said, well, if we're cosplaying in our life, then that means that they're cosplaying in their real life, because we are, for all intents and purposes, like, this is our life. Like I said, like, I was born into Micronationalism. I knew I was a Grand Duchess. I'm not a princess. I don't let people call me a princess because I am the daughter to the queen. And my mother said that that's what the czars had, was for their daughters. They weren't princesses. They were Grand Duchesses. She thought it was cooler. So, yeah.
Very cool. I definitely respect that. And I think that's wise words from the King of Slovenia. I was going to say, I think, I wholeheartedly agree. I also think it's interesting because I feel like that undercuts a lot of what people do in micronationalism. Of course, there's a ton of micronationalism that is about artistry, that is about pageantry, that is about, the perception. And so, in that sense, sure, you could connect it to the amount of work and dedication somebody might put into the art of a cosplay, this pageantry of it. But on the other hand, unlike a cosplay, there is so much that is absolutely truthful behind the scenes about what it actually represents. You don't go and take that off when you leave an event or something. This is something that, in some form or fashion, carries with you throughout the rest of your life. And so, I think having an entire community and country behind you is the thing that makes it a world of difference. You can't say that somebody's cosplaying to actually leading a group of people.
Correct. Like absolutely. And uh, it's it's just a remarkable opportunity that I was just like honestly just graced with. Like, and I honestly I'm jealous of micronationalists that have started their own countries because I didn't have that opportunity. You know, if I had known about micronational, you know, let's say I was a micronational virgin, and I had never known that this is something that did exist, I would be totally like all in, like, you know, for lack of a better term, balls deep. Let's go, right? You know, like, yeah. You know, I would start my own country just like my mother did. And, you know, way back in 1967 when she was like, you know, presented with an opportunity because her friend didn't want to do a social studies project. And my mom was like, I wish that I started my own country. And so she did, and she fucking nailed it. And I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her every day because what she did is majestic and awesome and almost unrepeatable. Um, but I like so Aeternia is how old? Since you've had
Eternia
your
is
people?
5 years old, but we have been on YouTube for 3 years.
Mhm.
But
But
originally
5 years
founded
old.
5 years old, correct.
5 years old, and that is already a super long time compared to the amount of fly-by-night micronations that get started by young, more than likely boys, teenage boys in their bedroom because nobody understands me and I'm gonna have an emo party in here, listen to MC Chris and The Cure, and like nobody gets me. And if you come in my room, this is my room, and like you don't understand me, but you're gonna follow my rules because this is my territory, right? And those people, they had a vision, and then in 6 months they're gone. And and if more people like them were capable of standing up and speaking out about the way that they feel about things, then I think that real change could happen in these hosting nations that we're in. So, like, you know, for example, like I know that y'all's hosting nation is because we can tell by your accents, is in the United States. And you know, you want to bitch and moan about, you know, the president, blah blah blah. That's fine. That's why we have a military fighting for our right to go in and bitch and moan. But if more of us were like, I don't like the way things are being run, I know that I could do things better, and you speak up and you actually act, then yes, you will like make real change happen. Because you know it's not the person who's cowering in a corner that's like, please sir, may I have some more? Nobody gives a shit about Oliver Twerp, right? Like, you need to be the person with the loudest voice. That's me. I don't know if you know that or not. And like the most vibrant personality. It's like, wait, I'm thinking outside the box. Now, obviously, this isn't the case for fucking communists, nations. But, you know, honestly, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I think that all any micronation, with the exception of one, which I'm sure we'll get into later, it's a beautiful expression of individuality.
Mhm.
It's creative. It is you putting yourself out in a vulnerable state, and it's beautiful, and it shouldn't be misinterpreted.
Mhm.
And I think that more people, I honestly wish that there were more anarchists out there
Mhm.
starting micronations.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry if I'm over, like, if I'm being overly chatty, you know.
No.
But my mother did curse me as a chatty Cathy, so I mean, well, just so much, right? So, yeah.
Absolutely, but I was gonna say that's super important. One, as just like you said, as the Grand Duchess of your nation, representing your mother, representing Aeternia, it's important to hear that lived experience you had in not only running a nation, in living in a nation, but as you said earlier, you know, you didn't have the experience to start your own nation, but you had to invent yourself as well as a Micronations. Even though you were born into a Micronation, even though it was a part of who you were from birth, you still had to go out of your way as a choice for yourself not to cower away from it. To say, I'm going to step into this, I'm going to make myself known as this, and I want the world to hear what I have to say. And that's huge. Um, on this channel, one of the videos that I think we're most well known for, or at least that has had, I think, the biggest impact on the community, is talking about different types of micronationalism. And I coined the terms for this channel realist versus fantasy micronations. Some people call them like simulationist micronations and all these other things, but basically just the idea that you can have any kind of micronation you want to. But in my mind, there is a clear distinction between people who are saying to themselves, because it's ultimately about how you interpret what you're doing, saying whether you feel that you're creating a nation specifically to be a fun group for yourself that is just supposed to be something private. It is not meant to be shared with the world. It's not something that you're trying to get out as this larger scale self-expression. And then there are other nations that are trying to do the opposite, where they're trying to make some kind of political statement, they're trying to have some kind of larger self-expression, and they're going out of their way for people to know that. And I think there are a lot of people who transition from starting as a fantasy nation, starting as something that's really just about you, about learning about yourself, about growing as an individual, about connecting to the ideas you're passionate about.
I hate that term, fantasy nation. I hate it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, and no. I know where you're going. I know what you're doing. Like you're talking about it as though here is a way that I am capable of expressing. You know, how can I be happier today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that there are people out there who look at a term like, I don't know why the camera is on TIFF and not AP.
He likes me.
It is more on TIFF.
Sorry, in the live stream, it's more on me, so my apologies.
Confident and solid.
Yeah.
You want to see more of Tiff? You gotta go to her Twitch. If you want to see more of Aiden, you gotta go to the YouTube.
If you want to see more Tiff, look at my stream. If you want to see more of AP, check out his stream. Because I figured out how to do it. Get it tight. All right. Well, I mean, come on, Mortis. You know what Tiff looks like. Look at that beautiful woman. Like, if she had been my competition in the Miss Micro world, I would have fewer titles that I would be pronouncing to everyone. Because obviously, I'd have been in trouble. Yeah, I got it, all right? We all get it. She's super fucking hot. Don't know how he landed her. We got it, okay? Everybody calm down.
It's okay.
But
everyone gets on him about it too.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's something we can talk about off stream. Okay, you and me, lady. Right? When I come out to Alabama, and show me around the grounds, we'll have we'll have girl talk. Because honestly, everybody's wondering. But
You got a dish too.
but for right now, I gotta try and focus a little bit. But when it comes to Fantasy Nation people, and this is one of the things, I've actually had a huge fight with Gordon Gray, who is the impier of Engvall, whom I've known him since he was like 8 or 12. I think I've known him personally since he was. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone in my chat said "fuck Gordon," so I Gordon, and then sorry. It's a whole thing. They all know Gordon because he's a nerd. Have you ever met a nerd? You think that guy's a nerd? You're wrong. You haven't met Gordon, but the micro wiki, and I've actually talked to Jonathan of Boston, Asia. I've had real, like, in-depth, one-on-one conversations. He said he would fix things, for how Orgatini would like to be presented on that website, since a lot of people think that it's the number one source for information on a micronation. But there are a lot of non-truths about Ruritania posted on there, and so no Ruritanian is allowed to go to that site. We've
Banned it.
We've banned it. There's a censorship for that one site. Sorry, Jonathan. I love you, but sorry, you didn't do what you said you would. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, yes. Anyway, but there are people who like to call Ruritania a fantasy nation, in a sense, because Ruritania is, we have based our history upon the books written by Anthony Hope, Prisoner Zenda, Prince Rupert of Hensau, and there's a third book. I don't read, I'm dyslexic. But yeah, don't shame me for it, because then you're being an ableist. Anyway, but we are actually the only Micronation that can use a from the surviving members of Anthony Hope's family.
Ooh.
In fact, I think he has a nephew. My mother and him are Facebook friends. He might even be Facebook friends with me. But no offense. No offense to any of you. Sorry, Alan Randall. That was a joke. Anyway, that was a joke to Mortis. Anyway, but the point is, sorry for doxing him. I feel terrible right now. Because he gave us permission, he said that he loved the fact that we were continuing on the traditions that were laid out in the novels that were made by his uncle, that he was over the moon and he wished that we continued forever. And so we will, and we do. And although I'm not heir apparent, unless my sister abdicates, we do want a certain amount of decorum put out into the world. Like, things are getting a little bit crass. My mother doesn't like it. It's very rare if I ever say anything super crass, but it does happen. And in those moments, it kind of reminds you of a better time where people were a little bit more classy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no grab ass in the shower. People are just like, you know, polite. Oh, let me hold this door for you,
Sure.
right? You know, yeah. But I'm sorry. Again, I'm a chatty Cathy. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I
Shut me
think
up.
that hits on a really important point. So one of the things that I talk about in that same video where we talk about realist versus fantasy nations, I completely agree with your sentiment. I don't like the concept that a lot of micronationalists do where they put other micronations in one of those categories. I think that's a self-defined thing. So there are nations who say our entire point is not to, we're not trying to base anything in reality. They'll specifically say our entire point, we have a micronation that's based around a fictional universe. Like they'll say, you know, all of our citizens are like fictional. All of our like things are fictional. We just are like designing purposefully like a fantasy world, and that's what we do, and that's their
Well, then
interest.
they don't have a space in the microsphere.
Sure, but
Like that's not what the microsphere is about
well,
at all.
I would say
You
they
know,
feel like
like
it is. So I think those people should be respected for what they want to do, but then I think there should be some distinction. So if they claim for themselves that they are a fantasy nation, that they are purposefully doing things that are not real, and they know that, they recognize that, then that's perfectly okay. And then there are plenty of nations who are trying to be realists. They are trying to seek real objectives in the world to grow and develop what they're doing. And so that being the case, I think it's wrong for other people to categorize a nation as fantasy or as real. It should be up to that nation to determine that. Their success at what they're doing, I think, is largely based as well on how they classify themselves. If you have everything run in a very fantasy way, if all of your citizens, for example, are fantasy, if they're not real, if you know your wage, if you say I own the entire Earth or something like that, and you're like, that's my claim, is I own the entire Earth, and you say I'm a realist nation, then you're probably not very good at what you do because you're not really hitting that goal. Most people don't recognize that. But if you say you're a fantasy nation and you own the entire, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. The thing that I think is interesting
yeah.
that you hit on is just the concept that like uh, we as micronationalists really like to, I think, put things in boxes to try and understand them. And so a lot of the time it gets us into trouble ourselves because people will say, well, how do I explain to people that I'm a micronationalist? How do I tell people what this is? I'm embarrassed, I'm nervous, I'm afraid. And it's like, well,
Should never be embarrassed.
right, right.
No,
It's
my
what,
mother taught me from a young age, and Tiff, because everyone looks at you and your hotness right now. You need to understand, life is too short to dance with ugly men.
Sorry.
Now, now,
got
you
him,
can take
got him.
that. You got. But you can take that literally, or you can do what I do and take that figuratively. Because trust me, most of my friends in real life are actually soft dancers, both male and female. And I will tell you all day, like, my buddy's spectacular, very good looking fella. He's 6'4", he's built, you know, not the greatest dancer. Like, I mean, he moves on the beat, but I mean, it's just kind of like, whatever. But some of the ugliest dudes, man, they got the moves, right? Like, you gotta, like, take this figuratively, right? Because, like, literally, life is short. Like, you don't need to bicker and argue over which micronation has had the right type of government decided. Because, I mean, except communism sucks. And
No, no.
but, and I'm not saying that an absolute monarchy is right. right? But I am saying that like it's the individuality expressed. Like no one should ever fear getting embarrassed. Like I pride myself in the fact that I've taught my children, yes, my children, and to not being embarrassed. Like I went to a luncheon at my youngest school, and uh, one of their friends leans over to me and was like, "I heard if you got on the stage because it was like Thanksgiving luncheon, if you got on the stage and were naked right now, you wouldn't be upset." And I was like,
What?
"What?" Yes, exactly. I was like, I'm missing some part of like some crucial bit of information, and I lean over to Gigi, and I was like, what?" And Gigi's like furious with her friend. "That's not what I said. What I said was, if she got on stage and all of her clothes disappeared, she wouldn't be embarrassed." And I was like, "Oh, but yeah. Like, I mean, if I'm standing up on the stage and all of a sudden all my clothes disappeared, yeah, you'd be like, oh, whoops, right?
Sure.
You cover the important parts and you move on. Like, I mean, it's not your fault your clothes disappeared, right?
Right.
No one should judge you for what you look like. No one, obviously nobody signed up to see what you look like.
Right.
But look, you also didn't sign up to show anyone, right?
Right.
There is no reason that a micronationalist ever should feel embarrassed for expressing what a beautiful and creative way of displaying their individuality is. Ever. Unless you're a self-mark. But, that's a whole other thing, right? So, like, no one on this planet, except for yourself, Mark, but no one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I completely agree with that.
I hope that made sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think
Okay.
that's definitely an important thing to remember for everybody out there. Starting and developing a country is something that if you're passionate about it, if you're doing it enough to say, this is something that I feel like the world needs, you're getting other people to sign up and to agree to support that, and you're talking to them about these ideas, then you need to be able to stand behind that. And I think, in my mind, that's why determining that category for yourself is important, so that you can figure out what your goals are. Because if it's something that you're moving towards yourself, and you're doing it in a way that feels comfortable for you, that's what's important. But if you're doing something that you know should be bigger and that you're trying to move for in this really grand way, but you constantly like put yourself down about it, or you like try and shut that down and say, oh well, I'm just not gonna like talk about it, then you're selling yourself short, and you're denying other people the privilege of getting to see that.
Why are you censoring yourself?
Yeah.
You think that you can do things better? Then fucking do it. Do it. That way you can prove to people that it works. That's probably why the U.S. Army had that slogan for forever of it's an army of one, right? It's that one person was like, I know how to save my platoon, or whatever. I don't know. But definitely, yes. And also, you did want to see the squirrels.
I did. I was trying to figure out how to make that transition, but let's do it. Let's have it. I'm excited to see it. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, we also gotta say that, you're cute.
Oh, I
Also,
appreciate
really
it.
calling you ugly.
Thank you,
I'll make
Tiff.
you feel better.
I appreciate it. Tiff thinks I'm cute, and
yeah,
that's what's important.
he's super cute. Can we get everyone in the audiences of both streams to say how cute the Emperor AP is?
I appreciate
I
it.
mean,
We're all cute in the chat.
you
Everybody's cute
know,
together.
Olivier Martinez of More is probably going to be Mr. Microworld until the day he dies. But, you know, you definitely could be runner up.
I'll try my best.
I mean, I've seen that man in a Speedo. So I'm just saying, like, he's hot. Not everyone can pull off a fucking Speedo.
It's true. Very
But,
true.
yeah, it is true, right? So, give me 2 seconds while I try and figure out exactly how I can do this effectively. So,
Just grabbing my face.
He's showing you off.
I don't know if you have my stream up on one of your phones, because obviously your phone is right there.
Yes, we have it. So we have the stream set up right here. We have the video call set up on my computer, and then that's what we're showing to the stream. So everybody
But
can
you
see
can
it
see
there.
it. There's a little bit blur between the ending of Micronation and the beginning of Danger, but it's there.
Yeah, people can see it. We got it.
I was just asking as far as to make sure, because like I think that things are moving faster on my stream than yours.
Yeah, figure out your Wi-Fi.
I don't know. That's the thing. It's the thing we get to figure out later, and we don't have to worry about right now. So, but right now, all of that is not important, right?
Yeah.
What is important is and again, to our earlier discussion, it's not about what type of government is best. Because to quote the muse out of Dogma, you know, nobody's figured it out yet, right? We can unite over a common enemy. And it's public enemy number one. And it's squirrels. So we need to ban these blasphemous buggers, okay? Because we've had a long tradition against the vile vermin of squirrels. And they have been banned from our soul for well, by now it's been over 60 years. And why have we banned them? And it's very simple. My grandmother bought a house and she planted a fig tree because she loved figs. She loved them. And these asshole little squirrels would come and they would either steal them or they would take a bite and leave them hanging on the tree. Just like a fuck you. It's rude. It's super rude, right? And, what you're going to ask is, how do we keep our borders safe? And when do we need to act? And I'm going to tell you right now, when you need to act is now. By the way, this is me with my grandmother. This is after I saw the movie Ghost, because my hair used to be down to my ass. And my grandmother was a very handsome woman. But squirrels attack humans at an obscene rate. And, these are some headlines that when I Googled the top 4 results of news articles, of recent articles, when I made this before the 2017 convention, these were the top 4 articles. Bloodthirsty squirrels attacking nursing homes in Florida. Killer squirrel leaves elderly couple bloody with scratches and cuts. Boy, age 3 hospitalized after squirrel attack. Multiple bizarre squirrel attacks in San Francisco. They're attacking our youth and our elderly. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to stand with Whitney Houston the fact that I believe the children are our future. And for those who don't remember the past, because I can guarantee you the elderly do, we're doomed to repeat it. So which two groups are the most important? The elderly and the youth, right? Now these assholes, they carry salmonella. They spread Lyme disease because they're best friends with bugs. Who's best friends with bugs, right? And they have started, actually, no cap, this is true. They have started spreading their own version of encephalitis, in which it gives people zombie-like symptoms where they have fever, chills, confusion, difficulty walking, stumbling around like zombies. Now, they are terrorists. Now, this graph is based on data that was obtained from 2015, okay? So, there were 3,571 power outages across the United States, and 27% of all of these outages nationwide were caused by squirrels in Montana and Austin, Texas alone. That is too high. And these are true facts. I'm not making up any of this. I did my research because I love my grandma. Now, according to this website, at this time, Cyber Squirrel 1, it lists all unclassified, meaning that there are classified, okay, engagements between squirrel operations and humans have been released to the public. And I do still believe that the SEO manager, William Collier, could possibly be maintaining and running this website. If you see the number of attacks that are within Europe alone, and these are the only unclassified ones. So, the ones that we're seeing across the rest of the world is questionable. But we need to arm and train our citizens. And that goes to your micronation as well as everyone else. And even to those not in the know. So people who don't even participate in micronationalism, you need to arm and train the people within your home. Now, within the grounds here at the embassy for Aeternia, we actually do have a squirrel target range. Okay, this is a picture of my son. Yes, he's not dressed greatly, but he's my son and I love him. But he's out there practicing shooting. Now, Gigi is actually a trained sniper against these wild vermin. We also breed special hunting animals. We recommend the Aeternian Spits. They're exceptionally good at hunting these squirrels. They sprint, they always get their prey, and their executions are expeditious. And I will tell you, there was a moment that my puppy, Vipka, ran after a squirrel and tripped and broke her toe. That squirrel put my dog in a cast. Now, these vile, perverse, thieving, fighting vermin scum, they've gotta go. Because look, you see this albino squirrel? Like, the albino squirrel comes to our door and rubs its nipples and then just stares at that. It is sick, pervert, grossness. This is executing into the world. it's not a world that I want to be a part of. And I hope that any respectable micronationalist would agree. And so that is what in closing, that was my first, that was the first presentation. Overwhelming success. Everyone loved it. It was really great. There were, but it's true. These are vile vermin, and I was actually able. It really sucks because they couldn't go into more in depth about actual acts that they do. As I had planned in my second presentation, due to personal reasons. But, did you know that they cause at least 400 car accidents a year in the United States. And out of those 400 accidents, 100 deaths of humans.
Oh, wow.
100 deaths. 1 in 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too damn high. And now I sound crazy. And I'm okay with it. Because I stand by it.
I mean, if they're like suicide bombing squirrels jumping on people's cars and causing car accidents, somebody's got to do something.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And if I have to be the voice, I am more than happy to speak up and help people unite against this common enemy. Because we won't agree over, my belief about how communism is bullshit. But we can agree. These assholes need to go. The guys. Right? Like, absolutely. So, I know I've been a chatty Cathy, so, and it is your stream. So, like, did you want to ask about me or Aeternia or being a micronationalist for an obscene amount of time in my life?
Absolutely. So I was gonna say, one thing, I feel like streams like this are really cool because most of my streams are like 2 to 3 hours of me just talking nonstop to the audience. And so it's nice to be able to have streams that specifically showcase people like you who come on and give those different opinions and are a different face from the micronational community. So I'm glad that you're talking. It's really good. I do have some questions. I do have some things I want to bring up. But before I do, our commenters have a couple things I believe that I've been seeing as we've been going through. So let me go back real quick and see if I can find
very
one
upset
of them.
at you.
Yes, people get upset at me in the comments if I don't answer them. So,
No, for absolute sure. Like,
okay. So we had one that's a while back. Here we go. Connor Hetner asked, how do you become a citizen of Ruritania?
well, that's really simple. There's actually an application process. Each application is reviewed by the Royal Council. The Royal Council then reviews each application, and based upon what they find in that application, if it's worthy enough to be seen by the Queen, because at the end of the day, the day being like, obviously like a figurative term, each application is approved or rejected by the Queen. I've actually seen the Queen reject an application submitted by one of my best friends at the time, which just goes to show you, each person, just like a person that is in my Discord server, is hand selected. Um, you know, we actually take the thought and care about what we want within our community. And there's a lot of weird questions that are on these applications, like what's your hat size, all that kind of weird bullshit. But and yeah, honestly, let me just say, there's no body shaming within Aeternia. We do not do that. But it's more of, hey, there's an event and you were approved. Also, we probably have a uniform for you to wear if you can, you know, pick this up from us. So it has nothing to do with any kind of body shaming. It's more so like for future engagements, would we be able to help you out in being able to be presentable to our standards? But if you go to www.Aeternia.net, that is our website, built by my youngest. That's right. Want to be a web developer and you're kicking ass at it. Sorry, mother. But you can find the at least the information to get to Von Bernstein, and he'll get you the application if the application isn't already on the site. Yeah, that's yeah.
Very cool. I appreciate it. I will say one thing. It seems like you absolutely do put a lot of care and consideration into vetting your citizens, which I think is great. Of course, making a tight knit community, and also
Unlike Ladonia, who has like an obscene amount of citizens, and they're just like, yes, 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 we just let in the crazies. Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
We're not a horse-based bitches, are we?
Got him. Ooh, so then that's a great question. Do you feel like the success of a micronation can be determined by their citizenship application process and the amount of citizens that they have? Like, the quality or quantity of citizens?
The quantity of citizens, I think, no.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really silly objective only in that I might have had a different thought about that in the past, although one of my initial producers for my show was an anarchist. He's the brother of William Collier, who is the king of Euphoria and the king of reviving the Prussian movement.
Mm-hmm.
And he's located in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Blah blah blah. Look him up. William Collier, super dope guy. I love that dude. He's great. Super dope guy. But his brother Paul was an anarchist, and he liked the cut of my jib. I talk off the cuff, which pisses off my mom to no end. We'll let you know that. However, my mom knows that people still love me regardless. So she pretty much lets me be me. Although she's like, you get yelled at too. Even at my age, which is obscene. But he was like, Paul had started this movement, being an anarchist, but he had a state of one.
Mm-hmm.
It was the I state. He was the state, I state, right? Mm-hmm. And he didn't want followers. He didn't want any of that. It was about him. So I don't think that any micronation should have their clout based upon how many citizens they have. Now, for example, like I mentioned, Ladonia, right? They have been a micronation for a very long time. I can't give you the exact amount of years. I don't know that offhand. But I will tell you, it doesn't really matter, considering that the last time I checked, they had over 5,000 citizens, and my mother started her country, my country, in 1967, and we have 350-ish, plus or minus, citizens. So it really doesn't matter. Like, what does matter is that a micronation is going to be based upon the things that you say, the things that you do, how you project yourself, how you represent yourself. And, to be kind of comical, if, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Something I should probably do all the time. But, yeah, that's where I would kind of say is the most important value. It's not about the number of people, it's the impact that you make to those individual people that do follow you. Yeah.
I agree. I think that's well put. I would bring up additionally then, when you're talking to other micronations, when you're talking to different cultures and communities that you come across in the microsphere, what is it that are indicators of either success or are warning signs for concern that you look for in micronations?
Well, the only real warning sign that I can talk about, that I'm sure even at the end of the day my mother would agree with, is that when you're in, like right now, I feel, maybe I'm wrong, but we are in a casual environment, right? Like we're supposed to be talking to each other kind of off the cuff, right? Not fully off the cuff, but enough, right? Hold on. Sorry, my cat was being a dumbass. Anyway, so, see, I'm a real person too, but when you're in a forum, right, and you are presenting yourself or some sort of article that you found that is relevant to our community, the microsphere, that you don't present it with like untoward language. Now, honestly, that's kind of just common etiquette that should be known. However, there are people out there that don't understand that. Don't give two shits about how anybody else feels. And a lot of times, certain foul language, I'm sorry, I was cutting your shit, would be presented. But, I mean, personally, maybe I'm getting a little too personal. But seeing something as untoward, the C word, right? When have they ever said that in the United Nations? Have they? Can anyone prove me wrong? That in any meeting, please, prove me wrong right now. Find a transcript of a United Nations meeting in which they use the word colander. As a product of the 1980s is here, and he knows
Mm-hmm.
He knows that the word colander is the C word, which we won't say because it's gross. And it triggers people who have been victims of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, victims of abuse that I have also experienced,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to properly say that. But, Mortis is too busy arguing with somebody else. That's fine. Okay, so, with that being said, that lack of decorum causes a ripple throughout the community. Because, here we are proclaiming, let's say, for example, my mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has been given the divine right to rule by God Himself,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Or Lord Zeus, or Scientologists.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that was a hat tip to my Mortis over there.
Yeah.
But because he was raised as a Scientologist, which is fascinating. But I love cults, which Micronations are not. But we'll talk about that later, I'm sure. Anyway, so she's given divine right to rule by God. I don't feel that God, in all of His and omnipotent powers, all of that, whatever used, this derogatory term is calling, right? So we would have to say, you don't use that. You're rushing up there who has zero fucks about how anybody else feels. And therefore, we'll say it whenever, even on, hey, this is the initial post. Isn't this article weird?
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 C word. I don't think you needed to post the C word at any point and being like, isn't this post weird?
Mm-hmm.
I drifted. I feel like I drifted.
That shows a lack of
Decorum.
decorum. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be a warning sign.
Yeah, exactly. And those kinds of people, they're not really, I don't think that they're ready for, the spotlight, as it were, for, to be a world leader, even a microsphere leader, because you can't hang.
Absolutely.
Right.
Is there something that you feel like you wish you saw more in Micronations? Something that you like, but that you feel like people don't do for some reason or another?
Yes. I feel that but I don't know how to make it a more actionable moment, but I feel and will always feel that these fly-by-night nations, these 16-year-old or 12-year-old boys or whatever, girls, I don't care, whatever gender you are, whatever gender you feel is your truth, I don't give a fuck. What I'm going to say right now is that I feel that you need to speak up more. You need to find us. You need to join us. And you need to stick to it. Don't be 6 months burn out. Like, be here.
Mm-hmm.
We're fighting for a cause.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want a better planet. Let's give the planet a better planet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't think that's outlandish. That's what I want. I want the fly-by-night nations to not be fly-by-night. I want them to stick around and show their longevity. You got nice scans, you show that bitch off.
Mm,
Show off your legs. I get it.
mm. I
That's when you
completely
kick
agree.
up your leg.
Mhm.
You just
You
kick
just
it right
kick
up
it
into
up,
the
Right.
and then you
camera.
get it.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
yeah.
Neither one of us are in the position to do so. We do that, we probably kick each other in the face.
Yeah, no, I'm, you know, I'm wearing pants actually under this cartel vest. I mean, I could show some yoga pants. It's just like ridiculous, but I would.
I,
Um,
no, but I completely agree. I think longevity is super important. You were talking a minute ago about micronations and cults. Before we get into that, I do want to say thank you everybody for being here. There's a lot of people who jumped in the comments because I was about to forget this, and I want to make sure I didn't. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for being here.
And the
I
9
recognize
likes.
all of you. Again, thank you for the 9 likes. If you haven't liked the stream, please do because it helps people to jump in. It helps people to learn more about our channel. Also, for people on Grand Duchess von Elphberg stream. If you haven't checked out our YouTube, I'm gonna self plug.
I'm
You
on,
should.
I'm on Twitch as Morty
10
Von
likes.
E because I'm Morticia Von Elphberg. So we
Yeah,
play a
absolutely.
lot of games. Probably tonight I'll be doing some like, Jackbox games with people. Be less formal or whatever.
Mhm.
But I have to commend you. I've actually talked about this, sweetheart, that like I don't have I have a big personality. I don't know if you've noticed. Like, oh, obviously you have. I can tell by that laugh. But I don't have the personality like, oh my god, we have X number of people in the stream. Like, it's really dope for you to do that. I wish that I was more like facially aware. I don't know what like I have a hard enough time being spatially aware in Apex Legends. Okay.
Mhm.
So like I'm trying out there. But wait, what is this? Dreams are dreams. Realist cost money.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mortis. Mortis, knock it off.
Good to see you, Madison. Thanks for joining. No, but I completely agree.
See that right there. Thank you, Madison. Thank you for that right there.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
So I'll say.
I wish I had that awareness.
Yeah, that's super flattering. The way that I got into that, I was talking about this last night on stream actually. My friend Jet.
Really?
Yes, my friend Jet got me into live streaming on YouTube. He's been doing it for like 10 or 12 years or so. He's been on YouTube for a long time. And that's what he does. He has like maybe 3,000 subs, but he streams all the time, and that's his entire thing, is just talking to his chat, just responding to people, like making friends, and like legitimate connections. And I've always been impressed by that. He does it like just out of like the kindness of his heart and like because what he loves. And that really rubbed off on me. So I feel like any credit that I'm due for that is due to him.
I would like to take a moment and say that this buddy of yours, Retro Films and History,
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic in response to something that Mortis said. Your statement is literally the first thing that I've seen, so I'm not trying to start a fight unless I am, which Mortis will tell me. But you are confusing, sir, well, I'm assuming, sir, my bad. Let me back off. I am the proud mother of my trans son. So, what I will say is that you're confusing a nation and a micronation. So, when you look at the simplicity of it, right? Let's break down the word micro and nation, right? Micro means
Give her the answer.
Tiny. Small. 10 to
Small.
the -6.
very good. Now, nation means
culture and community of people that identify with themselves as one individual identity.
Well, it's very similar. Normally people say country, and then I say.
And then you go, no.
Well, country requires land, but the other basis is still the same, where it is a collection of people who share the same ideals and beliefs, and they live them every day. Right? So you've got like terrible examples of humans, but they're great examples for a micronation, right? So we have like the Nation of Islam and the Aryan Nation. Like, yeah, they suck. They're just terrible fucking humans, right? Yes. They suck that much that I spit when I spoke. Correct. But they actually nailed that definition, right? So having money is pointless. And honestly, the country will never be able to be successfully communist until it reaches its capitalistic peak, which won't ever happen because capitalism, bitches. So, sucks. Anyway, I mean, that was just my opinion, and also the opinion of, like, I don't know, my high school social studies, whatever the fuck I took, coach, whatever his name was, who cares? Right? It's probably boning half of the soccer team. Nobody cares. Goodness. Not me, though. Not me. That was a good kiss. That's fine. He was a cute soccer coach.
He's jumping in on it.
The point is, I have to argue that it's not about how much money that makes a country successful, because what you're looking at is superpowers, right? And we're talking about a grassroots campaign, right? Like people speaking out against the man, right? Fuck that dude. Like, we can do better. And we do. And we do. Yeah. I have no idea how much better I sleep at night when I don't have to worry about who got elected. What's really funny is that everyone always assumes, and products of the 1980s will attest to this, that I've had to have this discussion on numerous occasions. Everyone always thinks I'm a Republican. I'm not. One of the rules of my Discord is that we don't talk about macro politics. Sucks. I'll talk about micro politics all day. I'll tell you who is worthless. I'll tell you who's super dope. And when you go to MicroCon, who you're going to want to slide up to and be like, hi, I'm Fred and Mort. And they're going to, you know Morticia. And they're going to love you. You name drop me. I can do that for you. But, yeah. It's really nice not having to worry about my hosting nation's politics at all.
It's too
At
stressful.
all. Doesn't affect me. Fuck that shit. Right.
Absolutely. I was going to bring up as well. Talking earlier, you said that you were talking about micronations and fly-by-night nations, and you were saying that, like, there are a lot of these nations that are started by like 12-year-old boys in the bedroom, and there's this kind of like culture that goes around that, and it kind of I've really resonated with that. I've seen that there are certain things that really are popular in the micronational community just because I think there are certain similarities between a lot of people who start micronations, especially younger people who start micronations. And so the other night when we were having a stream last night, we had some people on who were part of Tiffany's family who
Which?
don't know about micronations. And so we actually did a whole live stream explaining micronations to normies. And that was like the whole thing. And we just
Oh my
discussed it
god,
with
I'm
them.
gonna have to watch more of this.
Please do.
Oh
We
my,
talked about
Marcus,
cults and
Marcus.
micronations. We talked about like guns and stuff. Like it was a really interesting stream.
I feel like she's gonna like
Marcus.
Jason though.
Mm-hmm.
I think her and
Marcus,
Jason's personality would
Write
clash.
that down. I wanna know. I wanna watch that stream. Can you remind me later? You know, Mortis. Just right, yes. Oh my god, Mortis is arguing with all these other people. Mortis, just say yes, please. Oh, he's typing something. I'm sure, because otherwise he would have said yes.
Absolutely. I.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
but no, or actually, Tiff, will you just remind me later? I definitely want to watch that.
I got you.
I actually do an elevator speech on micronationalism. Gigi will tell you, Ellie, we had to take like 5 Ubers in one day or some shit. And like, Gigi was like, you made friends with like everyone that we met. Like, how do you do that? It's just like, I just know why I'm Minister of Foreign Affairs. But I desperately want to watch it, and I want to be able to kind of, I don't know, maybe comment. I don't know, whatever. Like,
Also,
I'm gonna grade it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grade it.
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. I think you're good along with Jason. He has a pretty outspoken personality too. You guys may.
Yeah.
I bet if you got them on a stream together, it'd be crazy.
They hit it off.
It'd be crazy.
I think the thing that's interesting though, I feel like they'd have very similar viewpoints and stuff. So
Yeah.
one of our first topic that we really got into was about like communism and capitalism and socialism and stuff like that. And he and I kind of getting into a debate about that. Then we went, the stream kind of continued for a little bit. We talked about different stuff. We got eventually toward the latter half of the stream, when her sister started joining in and a couple other people. We got
I got
into
a short
talking
little
about
puppy break.
yeah, we did.
It's
We saw
okay.
puppies on the stream, and then we talked about micronations and the concept of micronations and cults. And so, one of the things that we talked about that was a whole thing. We talked about like Waco and like a whole bunch of stuff because Jason kept like referencing Waco, and it was an entire thing. It was crazy. It was concerning a little bit. But then the other thing that I wanted to bring up, tying into micronations and like that kind of culture of people who start them and fly by night and like 12-year-olds, is the idea that Jason was surprised at how much of our audience really likes guns and like gun history and like military history and stuff like that. And I was like, that's a huge thing in the micronational community because a whole bunch of these people are like history nuts, they're like military history nuts, and a lot of them are like teenagers or like young people who are just like fascinated with like guns and like armies and like World War II and stuff.
I want to make it clear that Virgin is all about people's individual rights, as far as your religious freedom, your right to bear arms. Hanging those bear arms on the wall, right? But no, like actually having the ability to have guns personally, me, because of trauma that I've dealt with in my life, I personally want to have a gun, even though my job is really dangerous, and so I had to find ways around it, which I did. But also, there are a lot, I would imagine, and I've known a few of them who are, what are they called? I wish Marcus was actually paying attention and not having this argument with this guy.
Probably Manu, or is it?
Product
no,
of the
it's fine.
1980s.
He's gonna have,
Oh,
I don't care that he's having this argument. It's just that I wish he was there for me. and the fact that I just needed this one word. Militia.
Yep.
That's what it was. You're fine, sweetheart. I know that you're doing. Do your thing, sweetheart. Do your thing. Fight your fight. But there are a lot of militias that, like, they saw what the United States was supposed to be. And that goes back to my earlier point where it's like, we know that we could run things a better way within our hosting nation. And so we do. And it's very similar to hosting your own militia, but it's not necessarily. I mean, having a militia is obviously having like an obscene amount of ammo and like AK-47s and bullshit. Virginia does not recommend this for any of our citizens. We are not fighting against any of our citizens, owning any guns. We would hope you don't have any automatic weaponry and bazookas. Although I totally would shoot a fucking bazooka. And I don't care if you clip that or quote me on that. Like, the Queen is wildly sure that I definitely want to shoot bazookas. I mean, come on. I mean, it's a bazooka, right? Like, can you imagine, like, dying in the face because, like, somebody shot you with a bazooka? Like, what? Like, what? Anyway.
You want to see it?
Yeah, you want to see it. Because, like, militias are a very harsh example of a micronation. Like, I know that Lemuria, but there are several Lemurians, or whatever, that they use militias in Texas. Yeah, and again, there's several Lemurias, and I know of one that's in Texas, but it doesn't mean that they're all like that. Just because they're a militia doesn't mean that they're like aggressive and violent. No, they're worried about a situation that may or may not ever happen, right? And so, like a situation of like Red Dawn, right? Like, I'm sorry, I don't see the Russians actually invading us. Because I don't think that they win. So, for example, though, let's say that because America is too filled with these private militias, these micronational adjacent communities that are capable of staving off such invaders. I hope that I desperately need to use powder room. Can I run away for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah?
Yeah. We just read comments.
All right. Read comments, yell at Mortis.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so
Hey, Mortis.
Yeah.
Hey. There you go. You're starting it off good.
we got it. Hello. Hey, everybody. Also, if you guys who are on Morticia's stream ever want to check out our channel on YouTube, we talk about micronational stuff all the time. You should hit up the Empire of Aeternia on YouTube. If you type in like Micronation on YouTube or Aeternia or the Empire of Aeternia, Aeternia Micronation, any of that stuff, you should run into our channel pretty quick. That's all we do. We talk about micronations. And we talk about our own micronation and we show off what we're doing. Manu, I'm just jumping into the middle of comments here, so people please don't get mad at me being like, you didn't read my comment, because I'll have to scroll back up a million times. Manu said, but yeah, if you want a micronation for economic growth, that's completely fine, admirable even. I'm just asking for you to recognize that other micronationals can have priorities other than that. Yeah, they're talking about like what are important things in recognizing and like justifying a micronation. And I agree with that. I think everybody has their own reasons for stuff. And everybody has their own interpretation of what a micronation is. I definitely agree with Manu. First off, Charlemagne, it's good to see you. I do not speak Spanish, unfortunately, so my apologies. I won't be able to translate your comment properly. However, I do appreciate you being a Spanish micronationalist and joining us. We're glad to have you, and I hope to be able to have more people as a part of our community who can translate properly for us, so that we can reach the Spanish-speaking population of the Earth a little bit better. Hey, Grand Duchess von Elphberg is back. Fantastic. Um, yeah, so we were just reading comments real quick. Um,
Oh, of course.
yeah, screaming
miss
at
anything
screaming at
else?
Mortis. We were just, you know. No, we weren't screaming at Mortis.
Who is screaming at
They
my order?
apologized for it. They said the ending sentence, rough
Their
translation.
English
I've
is
only had it for a
terrible.
second, but yeah, either
But
way,
my
they're like
English is
sorry that
terrible.
like I wrote it in Spanish. My English is terrible.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh.
If we could read it with Hollywood, we could catch some of it, but not a lot.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
still
that's
enjoy
fine,
having
of
you here.
course. Okay.
Diversity is awesome.
Yeah.
Ryan jumped in. Good to see you, Ryan. Ryan said Charles the Great. Michael Ryan said product Texas would fall quickly. Uh, Manu translated. Manu says, greetings, I'm a Spanish micronationalist. How would I be able to contact American micronations such as yourself, is basically what he said. Oh, that's a great question. Greetings, Charlemagne. The best way to contact us, as well, if you could put this in Spanish, Manu, it would mean a lot, just in case. The best way to contact us would be to either join our Discord server, which there are plenty of links to in our previous videos. As well, you can reach out to us at eternianempire@gmail.com to contact us directly. You can reach out on our website, www.wix.com backslash wix eternia.wixsite.com backslash imperial market. It's a very long
Just
thing.
buy the goddamn domain. Like,
No,
why
it's
am I talking to
expensive.
you?
It's expensive.
Well, you can also just like
Just
go to the
buy it.
YouTube channel. You have it in like one of the
You're
links. to
Yes.
literally
We also
talking
have it in the
about-
description of our YouTube channel.
You're talking about $60 a year.
Yes. However, sometimes like we've been struggling to like survive. It's been a whole thing.
Sweetheart, stop. 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 I'm going to tell you right now. Never in my life
Mhm.
have I not understood the struggle. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, next month,
Mhm.
if you can wait until the around 16th.
Mhm.
Give it $60 for you to buy the fucking domain. $60 or less, preferably. I think with Google you might actually be able to buy the domain, because I have the domain for two deranged damsels, because that was the name of me and my best friend's comedic duo. That's right, I played the ukulele, and we were gonna be a comedic duo, and we were gonna be awesome, and then the fucking pandemic happened.
Oh, that would have been so cute.
Right? We were gonna dress really goth,
Ooh,
and like we were gonna play like the saddest songs on the world's happiest instrument, right? Like, is that I'm a creep, right?
You also-
I'm a weird.
you say that, and then
Anyway, but I will donate. Thanks to, because as Mortis is probably watching and will say in the comments, because everything is brought to us by our one Lord, I will donate the 1 yen $60. I will at least donate $60 for y'all to have your because it's fucking ridiculous. Like, girl, like, be an adult.
Is it like?
Be an adult.
Is it $60?
It's
A
Just
year.
for a year, like every year.
Every year you have
Yeah.
to renew it. Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's not that
Your
bad.
tax
but,
money, the tax on the land is gonna be more than that. Like
Agreed.
pretty much triple.
But that's
Like,
the whole thing. I have
you
other
and I
stuff that I have
were-
to put to
I
live.
know. Just
We
give us some time.
were already discussing like, you know, a financial
Mm-hmm.
arrangement,
Yes.
you
ma'am.
know, as far as business goes, and pushing out products in order to help our GDP. I think. Anyway, which, you know, my mother knows that he being younger than her, like, you know, hipper, right? You know, I'm gonna have more insight into. I'm willing to front that money to you to get a fucking light. Honestly, like, you can get a, like, Google for like $12, but we can talk about that later. Stream for sure. Again, next month, around the 15th. Let's do it. Let's have that discussion. Mark it down on a calendar. All right. And now, moving on. What else do you got from me, sweetheart?
That's really thoughtful. I was gonna say as well. So we're talking about that. I do think you would be excited about watching that stream. I would love to um, continue that discussion. I'm sure you'll have some stuff to talk about once we
Ryan
do that.
called her out.
Uh, Ryan is an interesting guy. Ryan actually is an anarchist as well. So this is a,
Marcus just literally sent me the link to the discussion.
hey, thank you very much. Thank you, Mortis.
Yeah.
Ryan is one of my friends. He's a mutual friend of my friend Jet and I, and he's also my friend.
He's single, is he tall, bearded, and burly?
Actually, he's shorter than me, but he is bearded and burly. So it checks two out of the three
What is
boxes.
shorter than you? I don't know
I'm
how tall
6
you are,
foot
Evan.
tall. I'm 6 foot, so he's a
Wait,
few inches below me. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
What?
Okay, so the one right below it was like calling out the Duchess on the squirrels.
Mm.
I don't know, squirrels like work pretty hard.
Brand.
Alright,
Michael
she wants to
Ryan.
know. Tell her.
Michael Ryan says, "I believe the
I-
Duchess." Oh, I'm sorry.
I need to do the can change my light bulbs. It's like very important.
Mhm.
Can he change my light bulbs?
Oh yes.
And he's bearded and burly.
Mhm.
And he's somewhat nearish to Atlanta.
He's in Alabama, northern Alabama. I'm not gonna dox him. He's in northern Alabama.
Can be Dachshund friends.
Well, yeah, we can discuss him later. Also, Rain's so sweet. Thank you. Oh my god. Hold on. My buddy has been writing stuff. You agreed. Wait, hold on. I have missed all of this in my chat.
People been
I'm
hanging up.
here. Oh my god. None of this was here when I was looking earlier. Oh my. Oh
that
my
space
God.
is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
She's checking her surroundings.
Oh my god. Hey Morty. Hi. Yes. Hey, I'm Morty. Oh, I fixed that part. Why is the camera on Tiff? You already covered that. Okay.
No one wants to
What?
see AP. It's
Is there a
good.
rather large amount?
Also, hello, Richie. It's good to have you in the stream. Love for Richie.
Look, I have so much love for other ladies
Mm-hmm.
on stream. I don't give a fuck if you're on the stream. Like, Mortis and I have already had in-depth talk about Tiff. We already touched on that.
Mm-hmm.
The raccoon. No, okay, Devless sword. Nobody cares about a raccoon. Anyway, you do not advocate political assassins, except for squirrels.
Yeah, that was my greetings and love back.
Yeah.
This is my greetings and
That
love back to
raccoon.
Richard. There you go.
The raccoon is obviously a hired mercenary.
So Ryan told me to stop overhyping him. I'm not overhyping you, Ryan. You got them. You got the moves. Ryan's a very humble man.
I'm too hot for him. I am Miss Micro, right?
She is.
Or he feels that he's like not my type when I literally said bearded and burly.
It is interesting that you did describe Ryan pretty well. I'll send you. We're gonna be posting some video pretty quickly of Tiffany, Ryan, and I working on our land. So you'll be able to see him in action. You'll be able to check out Ryan. Ryan, you gave me footage. You can't control it now. I have the footage.
Look at her. Look at her. Yeah.
Also, thank you guys for 12 likes. It means a lot. Greetings and love to you, Richard. Ryan said AP
I
stuff
wasn't talking
hyping
to
me.
you, okay?
Still want to give him love. Even if he didn't say greetings and love to me.
That's fine.
Richard said goodnight, Retro. First off,
A lot of people
Retro said, I'm going to go to bed. Good night. I have graduation practice. Good night, Retro. Good luck with your graduation. Congratulations on graduating. I'm so proud of you. We believe in you.
Although the practice isn't that height.
I hope your mother gets to see you graduate. Or your mother adjacent.
Yes. We will be there in spirit.
Well, he's probably already gone. Honestly. But
maybe he'll see this at some other point.
Later, yeah.
Richard says, well, I guess I should make it known that I am also, I guess younger. Retro says, good, you're good, man. I'm 19. I'm not a child. 1980 says, that's cute. I don't know why you're harping on it, 1980s. Ryan says the footage will reveal how you are overhyping. Maybe not, but you don't know until we reveal the footage.
I mean, I get it. I've had friends overhype me, and then I meet someone, and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, I don't vibe with this person, so I'm just not.
That's
I'm just chill back.
Ryan really likes anime.
Trust me, if I don't vibe with that person, they'll know. I'll know, and it's just done, and it's okay. You know why? Because we're adults and not fucking children.
Got him.
I was a teenager when it happened, but I mean, I still just went like, yeah, I mean, I'll be nice. I'm not gonna be rude, but I'll be like, yeah, I'm here, but I'm really not like chatting that much. I just don't care to be talking to this person. I'm not super hype about it.
Multiple things. So we have actually a squirrel breeder in the chat.
Ooh.
So let's go back and talk about
this.
Once.
What?
Yes. So Michael
His
Ryan.
name was Hammy. He was very cute.
Tiffany had a pet squirrel at one point.
We put him in a what is it called?
It's a whole thing.
It's like a nature reserve thing. They're like blocked in. They're blocked in now. They're not like roaming and attacking people now.
Our relations.
I just say I'm not. It's nothing against your thing. I get your thing. That's cool. You informed us. I just. I was younger.
Let's jump to Michael Ryan's comment because I feel like you're going to be more upset about Michael Ryan comparatively. Michael Ryan says, I believe the Duchess's point of view regarding squirrels is misplaced. Humanity has pushed too many species to the brink. Stop looking to eradicate any more. And then he later on goes to reveal that he's a squirrel breeder. So he's hella biased.
Yeah, but they also like, I'm pretty sure they have a good number of kids pretty quick.
They do. Squirrels are like rats.
Be fine.
Like they just breed all the time.
They'd be fine. If you kill off a couple here and there, they're still just bring it back.
Yeah. He's your number one enemy, it seems.
Apparently.
Grand Duchess.
She's not happy about that.
Michael says, product of the 1980s says, Michael, I knew you were an enemy of the state. Agreed, it's a problem. Manu says,
Just skip it. Way to go.
okay.
You call him out and you don't even say his comment.
Michael Ryan says, but they're burly. I'm confused. The squirrels are burly? Or Ryan's burly? Manu says, I made a decision that I will make my high school life I made a decision that will make my high school life 2 years longer. I believe in you. I believe in you, Manu. Richie Taylor says, Tiffany and Hearts. Michael Ryan says, I'm shipping them your way. To what address? You're just releasing random wild You shouldn't do that.
They're
Manu
very
says,
feisty. That's why we
17
got
of them.
ours over to like a refugee thing. They
Probably.
get very feisty after a bit of time.
Charlemagne. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you gonna comment?
She has a lot to
Duchess?
say. You can see it.
Like Charlemagne. Like you uses that as their online moniker.
The
I want you
Spanish
to watch.
Micronations.
Look, no, turn around. Get out. Come here and look at this. You see this? You see this squirrel? You see my screen?
I
I'm
can't.
sharing my screen to
I'm
you.
sorry. Oh wait, hold up. Let me see.
Yep. You have to pull
stream.
it up.
We're
You have to
getting
pull
it.
it
I'm
up.
pulling it
There
up.
you go. There you
I
go.
see it. I see it. We see it.
All right. Now, what I want you to see this actual traffic cam footage.
Squirrel crosses
Okay.
the road, causing a crash, is what the video is called.
He crossed the road and the dude verges. Has to be.
Okay, so we're seeing the squirrel chilling on a post, squirreling.
He says, I see that car. I'm
He's
fucking
going down. He's running.
Oh,
He's
it's
running.
time.
He's running. Oh, he swerves. Other squirrel.
Yeah, they don't even
Squirrel
care.
meetup.
They said I come to join the party. Ah!
Oh, and then they're fist bumping. Oh,
Ah!
you see that? They're in cahoots.
They said, way to go, dude.
They're in. This is an update. By the way, the official toast, because I think that I know that Buddha was actually watching, but if Buddha is still watching, the official toast at Dollhouse, and he will quote me on this, he will confirm it, is fuck squirrels. But they are public enemy number one, always. Now, once again, why do we ban the blasphemous buggers? I don't need to tell y'all. We've already been that. We've already been through this, right? I might be joking.
It's the squirrels. They're coming for revenge.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But, like, is our mission accomplished? Not yet. Now, this was supposed to be shown at the 2019 convention, okay? So, you see we have the dramatic groundhog, right? Someone literally changed the Wikipedia for Squirrel Girl to be me. Like,
I love
no cap, that actually happened. The amount of overwhelmingly passionate support that I received after my presentation, I can't even put into words. I became the number one image on Google's, if you type in anti-scroll Grand Duchess, number one in the search results. You can actually do that right now. Any of your viewers can. I've been recognized in public. That means that I'm doing my job. Putting it out there. This information to your squirrel breeder friend. Oh. There's a weird notification that I'd never heard before. Oh. That was supposed to be a slide where I showed like this,
Clip from Rick and Morty of the
uh,
squirrels.
yes. So I assume y'all are all nerds and you know what that is. So, regardless, what we've learned is that the cure is salmonella and spread Lyme disease, and they spread this special encephalitis with zombie-like symptoms. You also know that they were high risk, targeting our children, elderly, joggers. Within 1 week of when I did my presentation, 5 people were attacked in Prospect Park in Brooklyn, New York. 5 people by a killer squirrel. No lie, you can look it up. It was literally 1 week after. Because I promise to God, if something happens in the news or on TV and it involves squirrels, I get tagged on it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like that fucking Rick and Morty bit with the squirrels and the whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I got hit up 70 people easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, can I just like put my phone? Do I have to turn it off? Like, how can I not be told about this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even watch Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even watch Rick and Morty. Okay? It's not for me. And we know that they attack power grids. And the fact that there is their own medical claim code. W53.21. Injuries caused by squirrels. Too much. Now, 5 victims, mostly joggers, but it also included a 7-year-old girl. It's not cool. It's not cool at all.
Horrible.
And they never caught him. They think that the possibly rabid squirrel is more than likely dead. They never caught him. That cyber squirrel one, if you look at the maps here, it's blooming the United States. Blooming after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
1 year. These are only the unclassified attacks. Now, recent intel and threats, there have been flying squirrels that have been spotted by glowing fluorescent pink in their UV light. Scientists claim that they have evolved this fluorescence due to owls. Are we sure? Now, there was an Alabama dude who was feeding meth. Yeah, that's right. Meth to squirrels. He named him D's Nuts, I believe.
Was that you, Michael Ryan?
Broken. What?
My apologies for interrupting your
Presentation.
No, I
presentation
didn't hear
for the
you.
Duchess.
I didn't hear what you said.
I was asking Michael Ryan if that was him that breeds meth-fueled squirrels named D's Nuts.
Oh, yes.
It might be a
Ask
conspiracy.
him.
We gotta know, Michael
It
Ryan.
was a dude in Alabama.
We don't know if he's in Alabama, but reveal yourself, Michael Ryan.
Also, a squirrel broke into a New Hampshire police department. Why? Was he tampering with evidence? Was he stealing guns? We don't know.
He wanted that meth.
We don't know. He wanted their meth. All the way from Alabama to New Hampshire, probably. He's a squirrel. His energy level's already like to ride the kamikaze squirrels on the roads. Don't ever put your loved ones at risk. When a squirrel is in the road, do not swerve. Hashtag kamikaze squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 200 out of every 44,000 deaths caused by, quote, animals. They happen every year. All right? And 247,000 lives crashed caused by animals in 2000 alone. They don't signify whether or not those were caused by squirrels. Oh, yeah, give or take a couple thousand per year. But you can tell. I mean, they've got fucking, look at our drive hand signals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how ridiculous is this? Like, in Lake County, girl flips car trying to avoid a squirrel. Don't avoid the squirrels. Right? Driver claims squirrel is the main culprit in a multi-vehicle crash. Run over the squirrel. The squirrel's life is not important compared to the importance of the child that might be riding in your car. A school bus driver swerved to miss squirrels and hits a house.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone home.
And children in the bus,
that
potentially.
You think that wasn't planned? No. Proven methods of protection. We, like I mentioned before, we have Florentinian spits that they are trained to go and hunt for these terrible wild boarmen. Also, making it impossible for these assholes to get up into these feeders with the use of, like, common implement like a slinky. You see this? He's trying to get up there. He can't do it. He's trying. Nope, not gonna happen. There's luck. The bird's getting that food, just like we intended for that bird to get that food. And training our snipers. And yes, my son's not really good at it, but GG, amazing. But we also need to remember, fighting that locally is important. So knowing the laws that are part of your hosting nation, hosting community, i.e. state, province, what have you, it's really important. So, like in Ontario, in Georgia, Pennsylvania, these are specific laws that are accustomed to just those areas. And making sure you have that license, that's important. Mm-hmm. But this is where you're gonna be like, holy shit, are you serious? Yes, I am serious. This actually happened. And it's still here. Near my house, near where I live, where I wake up in the morning, where I go to sleep at night, at the embassy of the kingdom of Aeternia, someone has made network for their Wi-Fi squirrel. Spelled incorrectly, like a dumbass animal would. It's here. Now, me and my youngest, we have walked up and down the street every which way that we possibly could. The strongest signal, oddly, seems like it's coming from the house or the trees. The trees. The fucking trees. at the edge of the property.
Mm.
I am not lying to you, AP. I got no time for it, okay? Like, I literally walked outside with my phone, trying to find a signal, looking at bars, right? I'm I realized that I'm crazy. Not that fucking crazy. Took my child up there with me. And we found the strongest signal was on the property. These squirrels have got to. I mean, there's literally no explanation for a fucking network above our home. A squirrel home extender. Guess? Hidden network. Oh, and my personal favorite, secret lab. I'm not lying. That shit's here. When I saw it one day, I legit almost had a heart attack.
Oh, good.
I literally went to several of my neighbors that I know and trust and was like, who the fuck's internet is named Squirrel? I need to know. Because obviously it's a joke, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? Because they know we were on bus. And obviously Rorty used me to look like an idiot with squirrels being about vermin as a big thing. I even made a post, no one comments. Now, to Douglas Harris, who was commenting earlier, I don't know if you're still watching, but there is a way to fight. You can outwit these squirrels. There's a new guide available thanks to the Duluth Trading Company. There is a book that you can acquire. I have it. It's literally called Outwitting Squirrels. I have it. Great. In it, it talks about, putting this 2 to 3 inch diameter plastic pipe around electrical wires so you can drop a wire around your little garden. When it gets on the pipe, it's gonna like try and run because it's a rolly thing, right? But it's a rolly thing. It's just gonna keep rolling. It can't actually stop, so it'll just fall off. Great. It's a really great deterrent. Another good deterrent is daffodils. Wildly poisonous. Also, I personally would love recipes sent to me about squirrels. So, please, I hope all of your viewers take the time, send me whatever they feel like their best squirrel recipes. I will share it with everybody because we always need to be vigilant. We never need to be a victim. Because you have to remember, not even once do we need to be a victim. And that's squirrels. Yeah. Thank you.
Grand Duchess von Elphberg, have you ever eaten squirrel before?
I haven't yet.
You
I
haven't?
look forward to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. My dad likes squirrel hunting. He hasn't done it in a long time, but I have had squirrel before.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is it good?
It's pretty
Buddy
good.
was really
There's a lot of bones, so it's like not very much meat for the work that you have to do, but it's not bad. I would say if you ever want, I'll go squirrel hunting one day, and I'll purposely save squirrels, and I will cook you squirrels, just so you can try a squirrel.
Shut up! Shut up! Don't lie to me.
I will.
Oh,
I'll
you
do
don't
it.
know? Oh my gosh. Can we go squirrel hunting together?
Yes, we can do we could do an event one day where we have like an Eternian, Ruritanian squirrel hunt. That would be cool.
Oh
Who
my
did
god,
the
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
who did the squirrel breeding?
Michael Ryan.
Ladies.
Michael Ryan says, I need to find how many miles were built in their environment of roads. And then he retracted his message, so you know he's in with the squirrels. And then he says, LMFAO spell check is killing me on my phone. What are you talking about, Michael Ryan? Michael Ryan said, biggest killer in human history. Manu says, ironically, I live closer to nature, so I should actually be more concerned about mosquitoes right now. Makes sense. Than 2 years ago. Michael Ryan says, no, by far biggest killer in history. Um, Ryan said the squirrels are coming for your guns. Michael Ryan said, did you know squirrels invented 5G and vaccines? And then a whole bunch of people are posting the squirrel emoji as you were giving your speech. Manu says, man, I missed Aeternia streams, except for the communism debates. I think they're pretty interesting.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I said it. I love her look to me though. She's like, I'm gonna kick her ass when I see her in public.
No, I mean, that's him.
Bring it.
That's you.
It's
Bring
on
it.
me.
I just support you in your stuff that you want to do.
I appreciate you, Tim.
I
So
am.
sweet to me.
I'm glad that you appreciate her. I stand by my statement that a country has to reach their capitalistic peak before communism will work. Communism is a beautiful idea. Beautiful. It's not going to happen in the United States.
Makes sense. I'd be curious to see what you think about the debate.
Take a shot every time someone says,
Someone said take a shot.
Every time someone says, and then he put the squirrel emoji. So you have to say squirrel emoji or just.
they got it like 3 times.
And then Richard put a pizza. So you're just not participating.
She'll do it anyway.
Get it.
Yeah, y'all have to come on, Tiff, go get a glass.
I
Yeah.
have my
Tiff,
The glass.
t-shirt.
The glass.
T-shirt.
a glass. What are you drinking? What is that?
A bottle.
What?
A bottle. It's just a drink. That's watermelon
you-
punch is the flavor.
Hold on. I'm seeing too many weird things in this one moment in
This
time.
one.
What the fuck did you just drink?
So I just poured some of my tea into the bottle cap, and then I took a shot of the tea.
Please don't ever do that again.
I love it.
So. Alright, so Tiff. What are you drinking?
It's a flavor called watermelon punch.
It's a Jack Daniels wine cooler thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, in honor of the fact that I'm actually having a conversation with one of the former DJs who I hope. Hold on. Let me. Okay, ciao. Anyway, no, go to. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, Highness.
DJs. Lady.
In honor of main stage and coronet, well, main stage, all halls, whatever. Please, you lifting up your tea is just offensive.
It's important.
You can have a
Stop
drink in
being a
there.
nerd.
He has
Okay,
drinks
too.
surrounding him right now. He could grab anything.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. They're all behind you.
Oh, well, there's a mini fridge right next to him with cold ones.
Fox squirrels.
Hey.
Well, I am.
Very nice. Also, we have 11 viewers. Thank you guys for hitting up the stream. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
there's another squirrel.
People have
squirrel.
been hitting it up a whole bunch. Michael Ryan says I'm old school run and coke, beer, whiskey, brandy. I think you mean rum and coke, but we'll say it's run and coke because you like squirrels and
What
squirrels.
type of rum you want? We got like 5 different kinds up here.
Tiffany's plugging the rum.
I'm just saying, like, the shelves are based off of like
what
what
type
it
of
is.
liquor it is? Interesting.
Yeah, rum, whiskey. Well, the whiskey and bourbon are on the same shelf, but they're kind of like split in half.
And then you have vodka on the bottom, I see.
Yeah, lots of vodka, heavier kind of stuff like 151. I don't always encourage you to drink 151, but I mean, if you want a nice, fun night, that'll get you there pretty quick.
Goodness. Manu says I'm underage and I wouldn't drink anyway, so... And now Brian's
Wait.
showing up.
You're underage?
I'm not. No.
We're not.
Manu is saying that. I'm reading comments.
Oh.
I would hope we're not. Literally, where we were earlier today, they were like, "Yo, what you want from the liquor store?"
Yep. Yep. There's a whole thing.
We're good. We're good.
Very cool. Very cool. I will say, I'm probably going to go ahead and wind down the stream on our end real quick.
You
Just
can
because
come over if you want.
we have been streaming for like 2 hours, and I feel like this is when people start getting tired in the stream. So
Well, then
Jackie
tell
was
everyone that they need to just go to Twitch.
yes,
Right? Morty Von E. I'm
Yep.
more than happy to put a link. Or actually, hey Mortis.
Call him out.
Yeah, where's Mortis right now?
Hey, thank you guys
y'all
for
will
15 months.
Y'all have access to my server, right? Like I've invited
AP?
you to.
yes.
Cool. I have a
Alright,
Discord. I don't like.
Well, you're saying that I'm more than happy to do like Jackbox games to everybody. We can just like wind down, having an awesome time, showing that we're actually real people,
Mhm.
right? You know. So, wait, where's the? They were supposed to be here.
What are you doing?
I'm going to.
Some
Oh,
people
I'm
in
gonna-
our comments are hitting up. They're like, yeah. Some say they gotta make like Twitch accounts, but they seem interested.
Look, most of the time when I'm streaming, it is not related to my micronationalism. So I just want to make that clear. However, at any point that anyone ever wants to talk about micronationalism, I will shut the fuck up about whatever the hell else I was talking about. Because I love talking about being a micronationalist. It is literally the fuel, just like anything cherry flavored, that ignites my blood.
Oh, it's a Shirley's Dr.
I'm
Pepper too.
Jewish. So anything cherry flavored or anything micronationalist, I'm all about. So absolutely. Now, with that said, because I know that y'all are gonna end your stream over there, but I'm gonna, because y'all are down for some Jackbox games, right? Like Trivia Murder Party or something ridiculous.
At some point, yes. However, Tiff wants to have an early night, and I promised Tiff we would have
We
an
just
early
got
night.
up like super early today. It was
We
just
did.
rough.
We helped our friend move at like 6 a.m.
It was rough. We didn't leave till like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It was a long day.
I'm sorry to turn down your invitation, Grant. That
For
should
the
have been
second
out.
time.
Yes.
Oh,
Literally, we're super late.
I was.
you gotta get over that apology. You gotta spend a whole night playing Jackbox games with her.
That's fair. That's fair. I will do this. Our next event will be 100% on your channel, Jackbox games. I'm down.
By the way, I mean I play other stuff too, like Overwatch and like Pets and whatever. But like shoot 'em ups. Not really like Halo or COD.
Yeah.
That's gross. But like honestly, just saying, I have a personality.
Hmm?
And I like to show it off. But fine. Y'all literally delayed my whole night.
I'm sorry, Grand Duchess on Elphberg. I didn't mean to delay your night. But I do appreciate it, though. You were really kind for taking out the time.
No, of course. Of course. Because, look, life is too short to dance with ugly men. So, like, you need to enjoy moments that you have. And Tiff, you're a beautiful woman.
Well, thank you.
We don't know why you're nailing, you're locking this one down. But you know what?
I
You do
mean-
you, boo.
I mean,
You
the
do
beauty,
you.
the beauty on the outside radiating from over here is what is just all in here. It's on the
I'm
inside
not
is
saying
good.
he's not a handsome fella. He's also just really nerdy.
Yeah,
She's nerdy too. She's an engineer.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
I'm
don't have my
an
master's
engineer.
yet.
Everybody's engineers.
Yeah,
And
we're all engineers. Like, you're not making this any weird.
So then why are you calling me a nerd?
it's cool.
Okay.
It's a change. It's a change for me because everyone's always calling me a nerd. But it's good.
She got.
Ooh,
Bri, why?
My
Why did
goodness.
you do that?
why'd you pull me?
It wasn't on purpose. My legs were attached to your legs. Her
Oh,
sister. I started
Her
leaning.
legs are attached to your legs.
We're Siamese twins.
we were not. No, he had his hand on my leg, so when he got pulled back, he pulled my leg, which pulled me forward.
Yes. I was leaning back because her sister walked up and stood
Oh.
right behind my back. So as a joke, I started leaning back, and her sister grabbed my shoulders and yanked me to the floor, which
All I'm
pulled us
hearing
all
are
down.
weird ass excuses. But what I will say is, so Tiffany being, as we both leave each other before I, start my stream again, right? Let us have a toast to our audiences. And-
Are you gonna have an actual drink this time?
Boom! Tell him, bitch. Tell him.
Can you just do like a shot?
Sure.
I know you're not gonna drink all of that. What do you want?
Sure.
Let's get that. I'm gonna give him a nice little shot.
Hey, can I
Tiffany's
take a shot with
alcohol
you?
level.
I don't know what we're
Get
celebrating.
him some whiskey.
No, buddy, no.
Yeah, definitely whiskey. Because he's like, no whiskey. So definitely whiskey. Who is that?
That's Brianna. She's Tiffany's sister, and she's jumping in the
Hi.
What do you want?
I'm
I
gonna
love
take
the
a
color
shot
of
with
your
you.
hair.
Thank you. It was cherry red and now it's faded out.
Mine was actually like fire engine red, like my dress, and then I fucked it up.
That's like a pretty
whatever,
red though.
Don't you
I
like it?
decided in the middle of the night I wanted
the
it to be
fireball
turquoise,
thing.
and I didn't do the stuff in between that I needed to do.
It's cool.
Okay.
When I dyed my hair red, it
Red,
didn't
red.
even like show because my hair has like a natural like red tint in it. But
Same.
when I
It's
dyed
fine.
it, when I
Yeah.
dyed
I
it red
just
though,
finished that.
whenever I was in like
I just finished
inside
that.
places, my hair looked like my natural color of brown with like a tint of red to it. But the second I stepped outside, that sun vibrant and it was like out there.
I don't want to be in y'all's
The word
skin
you're
and take
looking
my
for is
shot,
auburn,
but
but
can
also
somebody
Karma
give me a
whiskey, right?
So much.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
drink
so
all of
much.
it. Show them your pretty glass.
That's so
Show it.
Show them the pretty glass.
Yes. He's such a nerd.
Look, I told him I want to take
You
a
are
shot
a very
with
lucky
y'all.
fella.
I
I
think
just
so.
want the people on my stream, I'm sure,
Don't drink.
would agree. Wait, what about Overwatch? No, posture checks. Come on, Buddha. Hold on.
Real quick,
All right,
I was.
everybody, before we do the shot, we have to do an actual posture check of a routine, which is shoulders back, stomach in, chest out, chin up, and we walk tall. Let's do that. Now, what we will do Hold on. This is. Wait, so okay, kidding. All right, I can handle that later. This is to those who sit when they pee. That's you, lady.
She
We
called
love
you
them
out.
in leather. We love them in lace, but we love them the most when they sit on our face. Ugh.
Okay.
All of it. Yeah, he did it. Oh
That burns so
gosh.
bad.
Yeah, we could tip it upside down.
Yeah,
It'll drip a little
fireball.
bit, just because you can't always get all of it. But you did it.
Damn, that was rough.
We're
You love
proud of
cinnamon.
you.
Diplomacy.
Everyone here. Morty by me.
I feel like a
On
penguin.
Twitch, we're all proud of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As well, real multiple things. So, real quick, Drew asked, "Is there an invite to her Micronation? I'd love to check it out." She has said Morty Vani on Twitch as well. I wanted to say, if you're asking specifically about her Micronation, if you don't know, as we introduced at the beginning, she is from Ruritania, one of the most famous micronations out there, one of the oldest micronations out there. She, her family hosted, and Ruritania, her country, hosted Microcon in 2017. If you look up the Vice News coverage of Microcon 2017, one of the first videos on micronations in general that you'll find in the YouTube search results is literally like a
Actually,
picture of her mom.
him reviewing me.
It's a
really weird.
yeah. Well, also the Vice News article of your mom is like really high up there as well. So, Ruritania.
Actually, the interview of me is above the interview of my mother on Vice.
Yo,
This thing is crazy.
yo, our interview is up there. Yo.
Come on, my mom has so much more clout than me. Because I have boobs, and like people are like, oh, look, boobs. Yeah, I got boobs. And I got a big mouth, right? Like I talk a lot of
A
shit.
big heart. It's all good.
I do have a big heart. It's so sweet.
Michael Ryan says it's as strong as Fireball when you give the squirrels meth. Oh goodness. And then Ryan said intoxicated crawfish.
Also, they know how you get roasted out here.
Yes, and Drew said AP gets roasted. Got me.
All the time. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Also, they're talking about crawfish. Get ready for an update sometime by the end of May.
Shut up. Are y'all doing a crawfish?
So
Shut
my
up.
birthday.
Are y'all?
So my birthday is at the end of May.
Are y'all
At the end of May, we're going to be doing a crawfish boil. I do one every year because I'm a Cajun. I'm from South Louisiana. Yes,
It's gonna be
we do a
spicy.
crawfish boil.
Oh no, I don't like this. But I'll go.
We
I'll
could
Really?
probably set some aside that's not as spicy. I don't know. We have a smaller pot. We could probably do it.
If you wanted to come to the crawfish boil, that would be cool. I would appreciate it.
I never say no to a
What?
fucking party. I will be there.
Very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Please
we're
do.
doing.
Absolutely.
Let's hit it up. As well,
My parents are gonna be out of town.
very cool.
I think we'll be chill. If we need to open up rooms, I think that's like chill.
Sounds good. Just let me know.
I'll talk to them more in depth, but
Perfect. We'll have to set it up. As well, everybody have a good night.
Monty said he's able to use Twitch. He's probably gonna join you.
Yeah. Additional viewership.
Make sure he knows where to go.
Yes. Morty Von E on Twitch.
I've already posted a link. Well, I don't know if it showed up as the link, but you can copy and paste it. It is Morty Von E. Rick and Morty. VONE. If you can give me maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes so that I'm not in a cocktail dress. Because I am, not just a micronationalist Grand Duchess. I'm also a mother who streams, and I'm Well, today I was earlier rocking a shirt that says flawless.
Mm.
I am. Anyway, but she gets it. She just but honestly, thank you for allowing me on your show. I'm sure I pissed off my mother to no end. And I am very thankful that you appreciate Britannia to the value that I personally feel that Britannia is owed, because my mama has literally worked her life, her whole life, on fighting for a cause that she fully believes in as much as I might not even fit in to that cause because I'm outspoken, I'm wild, I'm crazy, I'm the black sheep of the family. But I believe in my mama because any good child should. And absolutely, our world needs better decorum. We need rules, we need etiquette, and we need to behave like actually humans, because we're not animals. So yay. Yes. I'm probably talking out my ass right now. So yeah. This is when I'm like, okay, well everybody, I love you. Good night. Yeah.
I was gonna say thank you so much for being on our stream. It means a lot to me. Again, your experience and who you are as a person really, really shines through, and I really appreciate that. Again, I'm sorry for being late. I hope next time we have like a better setup for you, so you can get a little bit easier a time going with it. But it does mean a lot, and I feel like these are the kind of moments that really make micronationalism such an exciting thing. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we get connected to so many different people all over the world, and it's a beautiful thing. And I don't think that it's expressed enough in the world. And like I've always said, it's just this beautiful expression of creativity and individuality that we get to put out there. Being who you are and living your truth is important, and it is what everybody should do. So yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Unless you're Yaroslav Mark.
Somebody asked earlier in the stream who Public Enemy number 2 is behind Squirrels, and I feel like it's Yaroslav.
Yaroslav Mark.
Yep, there we go. There we go. That's number 2 for Ryan and all the other people who were asking. So yeah.
Now come at me, you fat bastard. I know exactly what you look like now.
She's got your number there, Yaroslav.
You can find the Kingdom of Aeternia on Google Maps. You can show up at my door. I don't give a fuck. Yes, I'm waiting just for you.
Got him. Well, I think.
Also, there are some people who I've already found her Twitch link.
Yep, everybody's
They're
heading
getting
over to
it.
Twitch. So I hope y'all have fun tonight. I think your closing statements were really well said. I don't think I could have said them better myself. So with that being said, thank you so much, and I hope you all have a good night, everybody. All right, we are. Oh wait, one more thing. Aeternia forever.
Aeternia forever.
Crazy hand movements all throughout the screen.
Okay, and